consistently a part of what's going on here?
Well, I think a couple things. One is, just the intentionality to keep him involved. Call his number, get the ball to him when there's been periods of time when he hasn't touched the ball. Maybe, kind of breaking up some shifts with him and Ant is also something else we've been looking to do. And then I think that the most organic and the best way is in transition. We've been finding him in transition on the kick-aheads, and then. We have this thing about ourselves where the faster we play, the more rhythm and movement we tend to play with. It carries over from transition to like half court. We turn it over less. Everybody touches the ball more. So just maintaining that pace, if you will, but not necessarily just to score within the first 8 to 10 seconds. But it's just like creates a great rhythm for us.
Do you see has his confidence built to the point where he now feels even more licensed, I guess, to go for his own sometimes when he has it?
I would only imagine, yeah. I mean, it looks like he's playing with a ton of confidence. I mean, some of the shots he's taking in the rhythm. He hit a little pin down 3 on this side of the floor, kind of right in the middle of their fight back, was a big bucket, and that happened out of the flow. It's exactly what I was talking about. He's been confident. He could see the ball coming to him. He stepped right into his shot, and he made it. It was kind of gave us just the right amount of breathing room at that time.
Previous seasons, you guys have had trouble sometimes with teams that this year, taking care of those things. Even a game like the other night might have been a game that might have been a little hairier in years past. Is there a different approach to the guys when you come into some of these games, especially?
I mean, one thing we've been working on is just exercising our mindset around these games. It's really what it comes down to is. There really is no gimmies. It doesn't mean you take anything for granted, but you got to play like you got to be a little bit. Your mindset, your approach has to be a little more machine-like. So far we've been able to do that.
The third quarter, what was maybe the shift the other night that allowed you guys to take the lead? Is that an example?
I thought Anthony did a great job of setting the tone defensively. He extended his pressure. He got into the ball. It kind of triggered us everywhere else. We got out and ran out of it, and it was just one of those like defensive runs that kind of fueled itself. And I think first half was some normal back-to-back itis. Just kind of like a little sluggish. We got good shots when there probably were great shots available. They didn't go in. We kind of worked our way through the half. Lucky to probably be down only 2 at halftime, which made it an even game. And we just had to come out and put one run together. Not a habit you want to get into, but just thought it might have been some of that. I don't have anything official. I mean, he's inching closer. He was way more active in practice today, so but I don't have any change of status for him.
You mentioned Ant's defense.
Yeah.
Jaden was on market and all more. It seems like there's been more this season. Ant is the point of attack defender, Jaden's on ball, kind of finding a mix of that. How do you feel like that's going?
Going pretty well, and there's different reasons that we do that. Some of it just happens in the flow of the game. 2 guys get switched around more. We talked coming into the season about trying to employ Jaden maybe off ball a little bit more. He's great on the ball, and but he also maybe protects him from some early foul trouble too. So every game could be a little bit different. We're spoiled for choice to have both of them to be able to put wherever we want.
It feels like the guard position has kind of settled in. I know it's a little ambiguous of who even is the point guard, but do you just feel a greater comfort with how that's
I think so. I mean, right now I think Ant's doing a really good job of being the lead guard, as I would say. Creating pace with his throw-aheads, creating enough early movement to get the offense going, understanding when to step up. The other day, kind of boiled down to an ISO game. Kind of happens sometimes. You got to be able to win games different ways. So But yeah, I'm really pleased, and I think from where we started 10 games ago, and of course he was out for a few, but it's come leaps and bounds in that community.
You guys have been on a heater the last 3 games. Is that also a product of being healthy? And these guys have played together so long. It looks like it's just so easy for them to figure out what they want to do.
That's where the continuity is paying off most, is like on our offensive rhythm. Guys feel comfortable with what's expected. Julius's role within that offense has been huge. And we just talked about him moving over to kind of be on the ball a lot more to start. We're finding Rudy, getting him involved early in the games, I think, which is paying off at both ends. I think this is kind of what you expect when you have a core from one year to the next with your offense in particular. So, and we're happy to see.
How is that usually you coach? You let them go more, or is it?
You
have to be careful not to overcoach them.
Yeah, no, we're not overcoaching them. I think right now I am calling more sets to when Anthony's at the one, things to direct the ball maybe to him, back to him, to others. But that's just kind of normal. I think. But Pablo's done a great job of kind of evolving them and letting them evolve in the flow of the offense.
Overall, what do you think of the state of the defense?
It's up off the mat. And now we just got to start throwing more punches. So that's probably the best way to describe it.
What has contributed to that? Is it figuring out maybe more of the Jaden dynamic?
Honestly, I think it's just our overall care factor on that end of the floor. It's just gone up. Challenging Jaden and Rudy to be the backbone of our defense. They both responded to that. Ant's been really good. Julius has been good. Everyone's just kind of taking a step forward there. We got to rebound better, and we got to quit fouling. And when we do that, I think we take the next step.